How was your life completely ruined in a matter of mere minutes? I was drinking my morning coffee at 7 a.m. when 4 police officers barged through my door and tackled me to the ground before putting me in handcuffs. You're being arrested for inappropriate conduct with a child. You have the right to remain silent. They dragged me out and stuffed me into the back of the police car while the whole neighborhood watched. I tried to defend myself on the ride to the station, tell them there has been some misunderstanding, but they'd yell at me to shut my mouth or else they'd put down on my report that I was resisting. At the station, they threw me in an interrogation room where this detective kept saying the same thing over and over. The boy you babysat last night told his parents what you did. We know everything. I kept trying to explain that nothing bad happened. I've been babysitting Tommy for 3 years. His parents, Mike and Sarah, were like family to me. Just last week, Sarah had texted me saying I was the only person they trusted with their son. The detective just shook his head. That's what they all say. You groomed the family first. They then tossed me into the cell and left me there. And while I sat in that cell, my entire world collapsed. My wife Lisa came to see me, but she couldn't even look me in the eye. I already packed your things, she said through the glass. Don't try to contact me or Jasmine. Our daughter was only 8 years old. My own mother came next, and the words she said still haunt me. I didn't raise a monster. You're dead to me. The guard told me they'd already called my school. 20 years of teaching down the drain. My brother, who works as a cop in the next county, sent a text that the guard read out loud. If you were in my jurisdiction, I'd make sure you never made it to trial. By noon, Mike and Sarah had organized a Facebook campaign. One of the cops actually came to my cell just to show me and laugh at me, saying I deserved it. My photo was everywhere with the word predator stamped across it. The post had 15,000 shares. Someone doxed my address and people were spray painting things on my house. My life as I knew it was officially over. The next day, they told me some child psychologist was reviewing the case. I sat in my cell for hours not knowing what was happening. Nobody would tell me anything. But then suddenly, they were taking me to a different room. The psychologist was there with the detective, and they had this look on their faces I couldn't read. She started asking me about the previous night with Tommy. I told her everything I could remember. We did homework, I made him mac and cheese, and then there was the incident with the letter. What letter? She asked. I explained how Tommy's teacher called me earlier that day because she couldn't get a hold of his parents. She told me Tommy had been bullying a disabled kid in his class. I was pretty mad when I heard that. I had been bullied myself for factors out of my control when I was little, and I knew the pain Tommy was inflicting. So I made him sit down at the kitchen table and write a genuine, heartfelt apology letter to the boy. But Tommy didn't like that. He refused at first, then threw a tantrum when he realized I wasn't letting him watch cartoons until he wrote the letter. He finally did it, but afterwards he was super angry with me the entire rest of the day. The psychologist exchanged glances with the detective when I said that, and they left the room pretty shortly after. I sat there for what felt like forever. My hands were shaking, no idea what was happening. And then, after what seemed like hours, the door burst open. It was Mike and Sarah, and they rushed in with the psychologist. Sarah was crying hysterically. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Tommy lied. He admitted everything. He was mad about the letter and thought if you got in trouble, he wouldn't have to give it. We didn't know about the bullying or the lying or any of it. I just stared at them. These people who called me family destroyed my life without even asking what happened. Mike kept saying they would tell everyone the truth, but I could see it in their eyes. They knew what they'd done, couldn't be undone. When they finally released me that afternoon, nobody was waiting. My wife wouldn't answer my calls. My mother's phone went straight to voicemail. The school had already sent a formal letter terminating my employment. My brother had blocked my number. Everything I'd built over 43 years was gone because a 7-year-old didn't want to apologize for bullying another kid.